Elbridge Colby, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State under Donald Trump, and Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt. Elbridge, let's start with you. What should Trump's first order of business be?
Well, great to be with you, Lauren. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think one of the key things that he's laid out is trying to end the war in Ukraine, but overall bringing back the kind of leverage and getting our allies to do more of their fair share and trying to get peace in other parts of the world and prevent war. And I think you're absolutely right. You've seen that. You've seen Xi Jinping, according to the Wall Street Journal, is trying to get a phone call. Scheinbaum and Trudeau, the worst of the lefty progressive faddish types, is also sort of catering to, I think, the kind of the strength that President Trump brings, the clarity, the understanding of leverage, and the willingness to use it for the American people. So you're already seeing these results, and it can't happen soon enough because, as we've discussed, Biden on the way out the door, he's not just giving money away in Angola, he's deepening the war in Ukraine when it's not even going to work, and when our weapons stockpiles, by their own admission, are already, bare.
Senator Schmitt, $725 million greenlit yesterday, Giving Monday. It's giving every day for the Biden administration. But as funny as it can be, this is not funny, because people are going to end up, more people dead because of these weapons that we're sending over there.
It's the last gasp, I think, of a failed foreign policy that's gone on now for generations. This Wilsonian adventurism that the Biden administration is deeply involved with, almost sort of baiting Putin to, overreact, to extend a war that we know has to come to an end, that Donald Trump has pledged on the campaign trail to end peacefully, right? And to return us to a sense of American realism where our foreign policy is based on what is America's core national interest, how do we protect the homeland. He's already talking about an Iron Dome for America, and also understanding our real threats in the Indo-Pacific with China. And so our European allies, it's time for them to step up in a more meaningful way. We've subsidized the welfare state in Europe for decades now. And I think
riders. I'm sorry, they're free riding us. They have for decades. I mean, when did World War II end? Just like 75, 80 years ago, and we're still picking up the lion's share of the security burden.
And their industrial base has been debased in many ways too, right? Just like ours has. We don't have the ability, contrary to what Biden would have you believe, that we can be everywhere all at once all the time. We don't.
No, we deindustrialize ourselves.
And so we need to rebuild that, bring those jobs home, and expect Europe to do the same.
All right, Elbridge, this is the man Trump is replacing. Watch.
With you in Angola, a vibrant city, and I look, not the city. The city, I know, is not Angola, but in Angola, in a vibrant city.
I mean, January 20th cannot come soon enough, but this is what Europe likes. They like a weak president. They prefer it.
Right, because they get to go along and spend 1.5% of GDP on defense, and Donald Trump was talking about this in 1988, and he's absolutely right. And of course there's resistance, and the people who oppose it here are the blob, the foreign policy establishment that Donald Trump has very bravely taken on, even in the face of, the lawfare and, frankly, even worse. And that's what he ran on. The American people gave him an incredible mandate, and the kind of appointments that he's making so far make it clear that that's the vision that he's going to pursue, I think, which is absolutely, as Senator Schmitt absolutely rightly says, is, it's a republic. It's supposed to be for the benefit of the American citizenry, and our allies should be doing their part. That's just common sense.
Well, how likely is it that the remaining hostages, whether they're alive or sadly dead, are going to be out by January 20th, given President Trump's essentially threat? You don't release these hostages, there's going to be hell to pay. But some people are interpreting that as all hostages out, but it seems to me he's talking about the Gaza hostages.
People know he means business, and that, when you're dealing with foreign countries and people who understand and appreciate raw power, President Trump is
he serious about that?
President Trump, there will be hell to pay. I think you take him at his word, right? If they don't deliver the hostages and tell us if they're alive or dead, and deliver them back to American families. I can't actually believe that it's taken this long for that kind of message to be delivered, but they believe President Trump because he's done it before. He took out Soleimani. He's willing to do these sort of things to protect the American interests.
Well, do you agree with that? That this will happen because it's like Reagan with the hostages.
I think so.
Iranian hostages.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think his threats are very credible. It's focused narrowly. It's not like he's trying to bring democracy to every corner of the Middle East. He's saying, give us our people back. And I think that's the kind of thing that Americans, on the campaign trail, he campaigned on it. Americans care about that.
One of the best stories that came out over the weekend was Trump suggested that Trudeau consider, we'll take you as the 51st state. We'll entertain that. Well, tonight he posted this AI image on Truth Social standing on a mountain with the Canadian Canadian
Maybe they
flag.
can go back to a different
Oh
flag
no,
now, you know?
now this is an AI generated image, but this is kind of tweaking the situation with Trudeau. But he did look like a little child sitting next to President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. I couldn't help but think it's another son.
Well, Daddy's home, and he's coming back to the White House, and he's going to make sure Canada and Mexico do everything they can to stop the deadly fentanyl that's flowing in our country.
We're getting into that
illegally.
next segment.
Yeah,
another.
he's serious. He means business, and they take him seriously.
So good to have you both on set. Now, Al.